Alright, I got the new Blade 200 SRX. Gonna do a little on-the-fly review. This has safe technology, which is basically a 6-axis stabilization, kind of like what you have in quadcopters, so it only will let you lean so much, making this thing just really nice and easy to fly. I'm going to call this the quadcopter pilot's helicopter. If you can fly a quad, you can fly this. So let's go ahead and give her a spin. Be flying with my DX8. And just like the 200QX quad, this has 3 different modes with like a low angle stability, high angle stability, and agility. So I'm going to be flying in high angle stability mode. And let's start out on 80% rates. And takes quite a bit of throttle to get it off the ground, but doesn't have much pitch to the blades, but you get a feel for it once you kind of get her going. But it is just super easy to fly, really stable. Actually, I think I'm going to flip it up to 100% rates. So I'll show you here a little pirouette. So it stays pretty nice and level there. Usually a pirouette with a single rotor helicopter can be a little tricky without the stabilization system, but the safe system makes this thing just so easy to fly. It's almost exactly like flying a quadcopter. I found myself doing things with this helicopter that I haven't done with a helicopter before. Just feel so much more confident flying it. It is just a joy to fly. And the size is perfect for this area. Yeah, let's get a little crazy with it. And the little 3-blade tail rotor looks so awesome too. I love that touch. So yeah, it's got not much pitch to the blades, so it doesn't have a lot of like quick throttle response, but it does get going fast if you give it a chance. But there's not a lot of punch to the throttle because there's not much pitch to the blade. So here, let me do a throttle punch here. So there's full throttle. So pretty slow to get climbing, and you got to kind of think ahead in applying throttle when you're trying to like slow it down or stop from a descend. But I think that helps in keeping it beginner friendly, doesn't make it too punchy on the throttle. Wind's kicking up a little bit now, which it kind of gets a little wobbly and kind of tends to grab some elevation when the wind picks it up. But it's still very manageable. And you get like 8-minute flight times at least. It tells you to set the timer for 8 minutes, which I've flown till the 8-minute mark every time I've flown it, and there's still battery juice after that, so you could probably even squeeze it out a little bit longer than that. Man, this thing is just really nice to fly. I've never felt so confident flying a helicopter before. There's always a little bit of nervousness when flying a helicopter, but this thing just makes you feel confident. I mean, it is almost exactly like flying a quad. It's just a little less stable. But if you're a quad pilot looking to get into helicopters and you haven't flown one before, this is probably doable if you're a confident quad pilot. I wish the wind would die down a little bit. I'd try doing some more funnels and stuff. I don't want to get too crazy in the wind. This thing is cool. It's just so stable, and the safe system, the 6-axis, really helps in flying. It's giving you only so much lean, and then it self-levels. You take your hands off the right stick and it levels out. So just really nice and easy to fly. It's pretty cool that they finally got around to adding 6-axis to helicopters, because we've had that for quite a while in quads, but it's just now making its way to helicopters. And I think it's going to bring in a whole new era of RC flying. It just makes these things so much nicer to fly. I know some people feel like it does the flying for you, but I don't agree. I think, you know, technology advances, and this is getting RCs to the point where they always should have been. It never needed to be that hard to fly something. It should be nice and fun. And this thing is fun. And it's small and light enough too that it could probably take a little bit of a crash. I mean, it's still a helicopter and there's a lot of moving parts, so you don't want to be crashing it, but it's not going to do the same kind of damage as if you were to crash a bigger helicopter. Let's bring it in for some hovering. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a wobble because of the wind, and the gyro's constantly making a bunch of little adjustments trying to fight the wind and stuff, but in a nice calm day it stays really nice and stable. Pretty cool looking canopy on it. I wish the wind would die back down. I got to do some fairly fancy flying with it, I guess. I mean, I was doing stuff that I've never done with a helicopter before with this thing. It's like my timer is just about up. And this is brushless too. Brushless main motor, brushless tail rotor. Or tail motor, if I didn't say that. Just kind of got to get used to the throttle because it doesn't have a lot of reaction, so you have to kind of give throttle as it's descending, or else you'll lose altitude really quickly. I've flown this, I think this is my 4th flight now, so I got a feel for it pretty quick. So much fun. Alright, well, let's bring it in for landing. Yep, there's my timer. So I'll have a detailed review of this coming up soon with more info, but that was just a little on-the-fly review. See if I can take it in for a nice landing. Nice and gentle. Put the throttle hold on, and there she is. Alright, that is the on-the-fly review of the Blade 200 SRX with safe technology. This is the quadcopter pilot's helicopter. So if you're a quad pilot looking to get into helicopters, check this baby out. It is a ton of fun. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll have more videos of this to come in the near future.